So I was looking at the press conference last Thursday of the vice president, and I was focused on the question and answer segment. The Guyanese critic inquired of the vice president in connection with three questions. Um, the vice president was saying that as long as the Mohammeds they paid their fair share of taxes, he doesn't have any problem. Jagdeo was saying that the banks are backing away from anybody who will be found doing business with the Mohammedans for fear of being sanctioned by United States authorities. He says the PPP will not infringe on the rights of the Mohammeds to prove any political point. So, so as far as Jagdeo is concerned, they have a right to move freely, meet and greet whomever they desire. And the VP also went on to say that the People's Progressive Party, they're not politically afraid of the Mohammeds or for that matter, any other party in Guyana. Um, I would like to also say that it is kind of funny that the Guyana Daily News seems to be attacking the Mohammeds. As far as I know, he hasn't declared he's entering to politics. So it looks as though there's some sort of fear factor because not every day you see different posts coming under that entity attacking the Mohammeds, and it's kind of strange. And I saw this young lady. Well, I shouldn't say young lady. Melissa Atwell making some damning allegations last night in connection with the Mohammeds. So, so I'm wondering to myself, it seems as though somebody is afraid, or I don't know, in terms of the Mohammeds entering the political arena. But as like I said in a previous video, I do not think the Mohammeds are interested in entering into politics. But still, like there's a fear factor involved. Hence these attacks on them.
Good afternoon, Dr. Jagdeo. Mikhail Rodriguez for the Daybreak News. Three questions. Earlier today, the Guyana Revenue Authority issued a statement following up to a social media post from Team Mohamed's in relation to Team Mohamed's posting about taxes paid and it not being factual. Will the government be looking at GRA now in light of the fact that GRA has shown that some amount of taxes were paid short, some $300 million, and how is the government going to be looking at GRA now to be dealing with these issues?
Yeah, you said you had three questions. You want to go on?
Secondly, does the government have any worry as a result of its inactions to address the Mohammeds who are sanctioned but are moving around the country freely? Does the government have any worry that its supporters are assuming that this is sanctioned by the PPP, since the Mohammeds would have had a fairly good relationship with the PPP in the past? Is your government worried that your inaction to address the Mohammeds and their sanctions publicly gives a message of, maybe he's acting on behalf of the government?
Yeah, and the third question.
And has your budget been able to create a favorable environment for all media houses as it relates to ads and the positioning of ads with all media houses?
So I don't like to comment on tax matters. You recall Crybaby Campbell, who thinks that everybody is persecuting him. He's looking for attention. when he spoke about me not paying taxes and some other groups of Guyanese not paying taxes. He identified them, and somebody released that he got $138 million of write-off, and that one of his claims is that his company was bankrupt and he couldn't pay the taxes, including keeping people's VAT money that they had already paid. He then ran off and said, oh, we're persecuting him. He mentioned it in the public domain. He brought taxes in the public domain. The document surfaced, and then he complained that he's being persecuted. So, the same thing here. I looked at the post. Azruddin Mohammed, because I don't think Team Mohammed or whatever that is owes taxes. It's an individual who made that post, and he put in the post a number of vehicles and how much taxes he paid. So clearly, now that we've looked at it, I'm surprised to see the figure, because anecdotally, you know, if you have to bring in vehicles above a certain level, considered luxury vehicles in Guyana with high cylinder capacity, the combined taxes are about 2.5 times the declared value of a vehicle. So if one of the vehicles costs $700,000 US, then you have to multiply that by 2.5 to come up with what the taxes would be. But if you paid $98 million for 3 vehicles, which is not even 1 time the acquisition cost. So he did this in an unsolicited manner. So I hope that now that the GRA has dealt with it, that there is no claim that there is persecution. It originated the GRA. I have the GRA note. The GRA made it clear that they looked at this post, they checked their records, and the release is quite clear from the GRA. So I hope that when people talk publicly about their tax matters, they know that there is a GRA that's looking on. And the GRA has even spoken about whistleblowers, that there's a reward for whistleblowers. Not that we have a police state, but you don't mess with the tax authorities. You don't mess with tax authorities. They are not. We didn't know that Terrence Campbell got $138 million of write-off. It took place under us because the law authorizes the GRA to do that. We discovered it when the document came in the public domain. So I hope that there's no claim of persecution like Crybaby Campbell. And right, that is they come up with these things, and then when they get rebutted, they go off and sulk in the corner and like crybabies. So.
In addition to producing evidence that participated in tax fraud, obviously GRA will have some part in it. How is the government going to be looking at
Well,
GRA?
we're going to look for an explanation from GRA. I saw it surfaced, and a number of people been raising this in the public domain, so I think it got to the GRA's attention. But anecdotally, everybody knows what I just explained, that if you, we focus on reducing taxes for the smaller vehicles. A lot of those have been reduced because more people can afford those. So the view was that if you could afford a luxury vehicle, by all means buy it. It's your money, you buy whatever you want. Once you pay your taxes, you can drive whatever you want. It's a free country. Free country, and you can do it, but pay your appropriate taxes. We focus a lot on the lower end where we remove a lot of the taxes or lessen the taxes because we want more people to afford vehicles there. Like, young professionals and the others can't afford a multi-million-dollar vehicle like US dollar vehicle. So that's it. So the right of every Guyanese to own whatever they want should not be questioned. You just have to pay the right taxes. Now, we have made it clear the US government has issued sanctions on the Mohamed'S, and they said that the banks and anybody who is associated with them run the risk of facing sanctions too. And I'm aware that a lot of people have had their visas withdrawn because of association. So large and fairly large numbers of people. So that's a fact. But we don't run a police state, and the Mohammed's are entitled to due process too. And we don't have, people are free to travel any part of this country wherever they want to travel, including the Mohammed's, and they can meet whomever they want to meet. That is their constitutional right, and the PPP will not infringe on it, on their right to do so just to prove a point politically. They will protect people's rights. Whether people choose to associate with them or not, that's a different matter, but they should have a right to move freely and to associate with whomever they wish.